was Gavin Williams. After a rough initial start to this season, comes out and throws 5 1/3 innings of no-run baseball. He struck out 5, was hitting his spots. The velocity was back up. Tavis, how encouraged were you by what you saw from Gavin Williams last night as opposed to his first start against the White Sox?
Oh, his first start was terrible. Last night I was sitting there watching him, and I just kept thinking about Jason. Like, Jason was like, Tanner Bybee stuff is good, but I'm telling you, Gavin's stuff is even better. And I was sitting there watching his curveball, and I was like, it's funny that he hasn't been pitching in the major league. It's only his second major league start, but like I can see why everybody's like, that guy.
He's the dude.
Yeah, like he walked in there. He had confidence. He was hitting his spots. Dudes was swinging and missing. I was like, yeah, this dude is crazy. So I was very confident. This is what I wanted to see. I remember the last time when he was making his first start, I said, I'm not going to put a lot of stock into his first start because everybody's first start is kind of, you got to get the feeling back. You got to understand the groove of how things was. But the second and third, like now you're starting to get your feeling back. Now it's going to be more who you are. And if he plays like this, I'm with Jason. Like all we need is one more for the playoffs and we rolling.
When they were coming up through the minors, the dude who's hurt was even better than Gavin Williams. Espino was the number one.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, he keeps getting hurt though.
Yeah,
he
right?
can't stay out there to save his life.
I mean, I don't even know if he'll
ever.
At this point,
Really,
he's had some
I feel
really significant.
I feel robbed.
But it was always Espino 1, Gavin Williams 2, and Tanner Bybee 3. And you see how good Bybee is, and he was third of those 3.
There's
So-
certain
I'm mad
guys.
now. I want to see
Well,
his
but now
now
you also see why they were hesitant to move these guys. Go back a couple years ago when they were in on
Sean
Sean
Murphy,
Murphy
yeah.
talks. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And the A's were asking for that. This is who the A's were asking for.
Gavin.
One of Gavin or
By-
Espino.
They could have. We could have given him Espino.
Well,
Wow.
hindsight's 2020. But there are certain pitchers in baseball, and Jason, if you want to list off a few after, like when they're on the mound, if they're hitting their spots, there's nothing you can do. You're essentially helpless as a hitter if these pitchers, because of their stuff, their off speed, the movement it comes with, the velocity on their fastball, the way they can attack you high, low, inside, outside. If they're on, as a hitter, just call it a day. And Gavin Williams has the makeup and all the potential to be a guy every 5 days when he steps on the mound that a hitter's just going to be helpless. A lineup's going to be neutralized. A legitimate guy who has all the makings of a bona fide ace in baseball that can completely take the best lineups in baseball out of a game. And last night was a little glimpse into what we saw, smaller glimpses of last season that show his full potential and the reason why the Guardians are so high on this kid. I mean, the list is, Scooble's one of them mentioned, Garrett Cole when he's healthy, DeGrom, who I know he's always hurt, but he's another guy. Like certain guys, when they're on the mound, if they're hitting, it's over. Like there's really nothing you can do about it, and Gavin Williams could be in that category if he pitches like he did last night.
I mean, listen, now, y'all know I'm a confident guy. I was sitting there watching him pitch. I watched the first 4 or 5 innings because they was going fast. They was like 3 up, 3 down. So the game was kind of rolling. And I watched him throw, I think it might have been a sinker. It literally went boom and then dropped at the last minute. And I was like, I ain't going to lie to you. I don't think I would have hit.
You don't think you'd
I don't think I would have hit that one. That one kind of was filthy. I can't lie about that.
That's where you draw the line?
Yeah, that sinker was crazy. Outside of that, though, yeah, I think I could put it in play.
Not a chance.
I promise you
I'm
couldn't.
telling
Not a
y'all
chance.
right now.
I promise you could not.
12 pitches, one of them going in play.
Whatever.
Just telling you. Y'all don't shoot the messenger. I'm telling you, I will put the ball in play.
Whatever. If you put Gavin Williams, you mentioned Garrett Cole. If you put those two side by side, their mechanics are
Almost identical.
And that's not to say Gavin Williams is going to become Garrett Cole, but it's just the build, the frame. Bull was joking about it before. He likes pitchers to have a little heft to them. And
I love the way you phrased that.
Heft?
Yeah, because Bull is he out of here with it.
But I know what he's saying. I mean, Gavin Williams, his base is
It's giant legs.
Yeah.
Say it
he's
like
just
that
thick.
though, but don't say it like Bull. Say it.
About his
How did
butt.
Bull say it?
I don't want to
He's
say
got a big
it.
butt.
Yeah.
But I know what he was trying to say with just how thick he is, and he's built for the long haul. He's built to last. He's built to throw.
Tanner
200
Bybee
innings.
isn't.
No, I wouldn't say that. But if which one do you think would not break down? It would be Gavin Williams, just because of his build. Just how
I mean,
big he is.
Look at like the most consistent pitchers in baseball over the last 5-6 years. Like Gavin Williams. Who's the guy in the Orioles? Burns?
Corbin Burns.
Thicker dude in that sense. Like
Garrett Cole, but he just came off an injury.
That
He just had an elbow.
Yeah, that was an elbow thing. Why am I drawing a blank on who are some of the better pitchers over the last couple of years?
Justin Verlander.
Strider, but he's hurt, so maybe that's not a great
See
example.
what I'm saying?
But that's all elbow,
I mean,
though.
Verlander's pitched into his 40-41, age 41.
Yeah.
But
He's
he's coming off of an injury.
He's 41.
Well, it's time to give it up, then.
I went to see him point, and I'm sore.
Give it up.
That is crazy.
Wait till you get to your 40s, man. This shit hits different.
Because I'm telling you right now, this past weekend, my arthritis went into my elbow.
Yeah.
And it's really not funny. It felt like I couldn't like straighten my arm. Like it felt like I had like a clot like right here.
Just wait. Wait till you hit 40 and things start falling apart, man.
Man.
It's real.
It's just if you
I'm pushing 50.
It's just if you're banking on one body type. It's like in the NBA or football. Would you rather have a receiver who's 6'2", 220?
Right.
Or a Deshaun Jackson type. Doesn't mean there aren't exceptions, like a Deshaun Jackson.
I
who
said
played
Deshaun Jackson was flying.
But he's the exception. But for every Deshaun Jackson, there's a Tutu Atwell, who
he's
kind of.
Yeah.
Well, if he can stay healthy, and he's just one of those guys that's not healthy enough to live up to the hype and the potential. So I think if you had to bet, you'd bet on a Gavin Williams body type over a McKenzie, for example.
Are we going to pay them when it's time?
No.
Neither one.
Gavin Williams is Scott Boras' client.
That means he will not be backing.
You know what's interesting?
How many years do we got to enjoy him while we have him? How many years?
4 more years, right?
His clock started last year. Yeah, 4 years.
Okay.
So he's got about 2 years left. You got to trade him. 2, 3. What's interesting with Williams is I talked to him in spring training about this. He wanted to sign with Boras, and they rejected him coming out of high school. I think I don't want to mess this up. Early in his career. And then when he started having success in college, they came to him and said, okay, now basically you're good enough. Now you can.
What if he said, I want to be like Jose and just pay me?
That's not going to happen. So I think, in fact, I don't think he was a board. I don't want to mess this up.
Do your research, come back with that story tomorrow so you don't.
Yeah, I don't want to botch
Butcher
it
it,
because he did not originally start with Boras.
That's not going to happen.
But he's going to free agency.
Did you think that about Jose?
No. I don't know what to think about Jose.
Okay.
Oh, give us a read. We'll move on to our next Guardians topic here.